everyone, my name is Vina, aka Miss WC Reader, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my May TBR. To be honest, I was debating on whether to do a May TBR or not, just because I was struggling to get through my April TBR. But to be fair, April has been a hectic month. So the job that I'm working at now is a position that I took just to say, like, I had a job and bring in a little bit of money because this job market in the US is trash, and it's been a year-long struggle to find a good job, and a lot of places want you to have a job already so they can steal you away from that job. So I'm like, okay, let me just take this job. It's going to be a temporary thing. I've been here too many months already, I feel, and I am hoping that I get a good job soon so I can leave this one, because it is not a great job and it's monopolizing a lot of my time, which is making it very hard to read and write and do the things that I need to do without feeling constantly exhausted. It doesn't help that April is like my worst allergy month. It's consistently my worst allergy month, and allergies were taking me out the past week. I also noticed, like, with my reading habits over the past few months, that I tend to read more books at the end of the month compared to the beginning of the month. So I've been trying to plan my reading accordingly to fit that. The books that I have for May, I feel like are a good mix, and two of them I have library holds for the audiobook, so they should be easier to breeze through. And the other ones I can take my time with. So let's get into what I'll be reading. This one is The Love Lyric by Christina Forrest. So I'm just reading this one to round off the series. It is a romance. It is a part of the Green Sisters series. I've liked Christina Forrest's two first YA books, but I find that she kind of overwrites a little bit, and her editors have not been dialing her back. And also, I don't know if adult is necessarily her strong point. I feel like she kind of just stays in this very safe realm with her characters. Like, her men are all just nice guys. The women, they're not like huge personalities. They're just kind of there. Everybody is just like nice and safe. And some of her concepts are interesting, but it's the execution that is a little rocky for me. But I already read the first book, two books in this series, and I have the third one that I was gifted by Berkeley. So said, let me round it out and read this one and see how I feel, because I believe this character is the single mom character, so it's a little bit different from what she's been giving. Iris Green used to be a woman with a plan. But all of that changed after she met the love of her life at 25, got pregnant and married, and then became a widow and a single mother, all in a little over 2 years. Now, after years of hustling, Iris is the director of partnerships at a beauty company and raising sweet 6-year-old Kala by herself. Despite her busy life, she still can't help but feel lonely. She just needs to catch her breath. And one night at her sister's wedding, when she steps outside to do just that, she sees a certain singer who takes her breath away. By all accounts, pop R&B singer Angel Hughes has it made. He's a successful musician and has just scored a brand ambassador deal with an emerging beauty company. But he's still not fulfilled. He's not producing songs he's passionate about, and there's a gaping hole in his love life. When he visits the Save Face beauty office to kickstart his campaign, he's delighted to see Iris, his stylist sister, the beautiful woman he secretly had a crush on for years. Despite their obvious attraction to each other, they must stay professional throughout the campaign tour, a goal that doesn't quite pan out. But when it becomes clear their lives aren't in sync, can they fall back in step to the same rhythm and beat? So she has some interesting archetypes here. I'm really hoping that she has a little fun with it and plays around with it, because I feel like there's a lot you can do with these characters from two different worlds trying to fit into each other's space. And I would love to see like a lot of the glitz and glamour that comes with the music industry, so hopefully it delivers. No Ordinary Love by Maya Ariel. So this one was getting a lot of attention. Like a lot of y'all on Threads were campaigning for this book. So I am hoping that it meets the mark. I have not read her first book yet. Ella Simone's pop star life is what dreams are made of. Her 8-year marriage and business partnership with renowned music producer Elliot Majors has helped garner the hits, awards, and adoring fans to prove it. But when Ella tires of Elliot's many infidelities, she decides to fight for her independence despite the ironclad prenup that threatens her career. Ella is under strict orders to stick to the plan. No headlines, no rumors, and no rocking the boat. But this strategy is at risk after an awards show, wardrobe snafu, and quick rescue by Miles Westbrook, MLB's most eligible player, sends the tabloids into a frenzy. Now the pressure is on to turn a scandal into an opportunity and give their respective management teams what they want. A picture-perfect performance that will shore up both Ella's and Miles' reputation. As the line between reality and PR begins to blur, Ella will either stick to the choreographed life she knows so well, or surrender to a love that could set her free. So this one is also a Berkeley book. I saw the author say she was kind of inspired by Mariah Carey and Derek Jeter's relationship. That's a relationship we really actually don't know a lot about because they were pretty private about it. But I'm interested to see what she does with the concept. He Burns by the River by Kelly Moreau. So this was on my April TBR and I had to move it over because I didn't have enough time to get to it. Like I started the first page and then I had to put it aside for some library books. So I'm excited to jump back into this and I really am looking for something like fantasy and a little spooky. When 16-year-old Ron's saintly and light-skinned older brother falls ill in 1963 Trinidad, people in his village Sappho blame Obia. Blaming dark sorcery, the same kind believed to have sunk the southern half of Sappho 30 years prior, is ludicrous to Ron. He's a boy of science and his brother is just ill, albeit the doctors aren't quite sure with what. But when Ron hears the cries of those who died in southern Sappho, he seeks out Father Basdio, a man rumored to have eyes that can see the living and the dead. Father Basdio explains to Ron that Ron has eyes on him too, and only Ron can save his brother by communing with the spirits. He just needs to put his jealousy aside and risk the one thing most people in his village would never dare risk, having his soul trapped in Sappho's sunken side. So definitely in line with what I'm looking for, and I am very excited. Next, I have two debuts that I've been anticipating. You've heard me talk about them in a previous video. So this one is The Ghost of Gwendolyn Montgomery by Clarence A. Haynes. This is an urban fantasy. To be a client of Gwendolyn Montgomery, New York's most powerful publicist at Sublime Creative, is to be infused with a certain oomph, a mysterious glamour. She seems to have created the ideal life with her handsome new boyfriend, the perfect match. But Gwendolyn has a secret. She's a mystical practitioner who can tap into the interdimensional, metaphysical realm of the dead known as El Intermedio. Gwendolyn has hidden her powers, buried her old life, and started anew. After a grisly, bizarre incident at the Brooklyn Museum, Gwendolyn begins to realize that something nefarious is happening tied directly to her past, right as Fonzie Harewood comes back into her world. Fonzie is a queer Latinx psychic from the South Bronx who's caught up in a love triangle with a ghost and his mortal ex. He's able to communicate with the dead, having established a robust business interpreting messages from departed loved ones. And he comes with a dire warning for Gwendolyn that the barrier between humans and spirits is weakening. Gwendolyn would prefer not to have anything to do with ghostly drama. Yet in order to get to the bottom of the spookiness derailing her life, she must face the demons she'd long left behind. So this is what I've been asking for, and I hope it delivers. And I have A. Marie's adult debut. This is not a ghost story, which once I saw her video on here and she started talking about it, I was just like, this is such a unique concept. Like, it would make a good book, it would make a good TV show, it would make a good TV movie. And so I knew I had to get it, and I immediately went to the publisher and requested. John's house provides all he needs. Surrounded by a vast, beautiful ocean under a void of sky, the house is John's haven. He is alone, but never lonely. He is here now, but neither remembers nor longs for a before. In his house, John is safe and untroubled, but then a terrible shadow creature breaks in, and it wants him out. Pushed from the house, John falls into the light, and finds himself in modern-day Los Angeles, the first person to ever come back from the other side. Though he has no memory of his past life, or even how he died, everyone wants to know more about the black man who has returned from the dead. Is he the second coming, a hoax, or something beyond explanation? Soon he has brand deals, TV interviews, and politicians aiming to use him for their agendas. Yet all John wants is to go home. But going home will require, most unfortunately, help. In search of a way back, John grudgingly joins forces with a mystic holding dubious qualifications, a hard-edged publicist bent on making him famous, and an aspiring actress who is unsettlingly familiar. With this ragtag band of allies, John begins his journey to find his house on the ocean. But getting there will prove more complicated than he imagined, for it will require not only trusting in someone other than himself, but also uncovering painful truths about who John was in life, and perhaps most difficult, who he must become. So this is not a ghost story by A. Marie. And yeah, that is my TBR for the month of May. Keeping it short for now. Of course, there's probably going to be some library books coming in and out that I will end up including. But let me know if any of these books sound interesting to you. I will link them all in the description box below. If you like this video, make sure and hit that like button. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!